Hi, everybody. This is Yanni with Quantum Signals, and I'll be talking today about our February performance for our two signals that we've already posted. These are signals on the S&P 500 and on the Nasdaq-100, our ES signal and our NQ signal. So we've posted both of these under benchmarks. So if you go under benchmarks, you can find them here. You see two new posts here. I'll go under ES first. So you can scroll down here. We have a little bit of an executive summary here, macro view of what has happened in February 2026, and then a little bit of a high-level view of how we did. And let me scroll down here where we see the returns and the win rate over the last 12 months. So February was a down month. We were down by a little bit over 0.5%, and our win rate was below 50%. So you see here that if we look at the last 12 months, we occasionally have a down month, but it's not typical. However, if you look at our performance over the last 12 months, we're still over 1.5 sharp. Actually, our performance did slightly improve. So if you look at the last 12 months, ending in January 2026 and ending February 2026, we actually did a little bit better. Now, this is primarily driven by the fact that that first month in that 12-month sequence is a little bit better, or actually it's significantly better. This 2025 March is a little bit better. So this 12 months actually start off with a very, very strong month in March, where we actually did 1.6% returns. These are all unleveraged returns. Whereas if we look at that 12 months ending in 2026, these 12 months started with this February 2025, which was up by 0.5%. So still good, but not as good as that March. So that's why actually the overall Sharp and the annualized return improved. So the other thing I want to point out here is that if we look at the graph, we look at the red line, which is the S&P 500 index price, or the ES price, and we look at how our strategy did, which is the blue line. You see the blue line is actually much smoother. And towards the end of the month, we did try to recover here. Okay, so now if I go back to the benchmark page and I click on NQ, we have pretty much the same story. So I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to look at the percentage returns and the percentage win rate. The percentage return, again, it's down by 0.725%, and the win rate is below 50% again. And if we look at the 12 months ending in February versus the 12 months ending in January 2026, again, we're doing better actually because of that same impact that this March is having versus this February, versus basically the February 2025 versus March 2025, right? So these numbers are getting impacted by this essentially negative return here. And these numbers essentially get a boost by the fact that we're starting off with a 0.8% positive return. Okay, and again, same story here. If we look at the graph, we see the Nasdaq-100 index price essentially going down and having a pretty volatile profile. Whereas if we look at essentially our portfolio returns, they're much smoother. And again, over the last 2 days, we try to make up basically. So what we've noticed is that it's actually much better to do refreshes of the models and do retraining of the model on a much more frequent basis. So we expected to be doing refreshes and retrainings of the models essentially every 2 to 3 months. We're now moving towards month-to-month cadence in order to minimize essentially the impact of months like February 2026. And actually these new models that we've refreshed have now been on our staging environment for the last week or so, and we will be releasing them in the next couple of days. So please watch out for that announcement. Thank you very much.